From the awe-inspiring lands of Azeroth to the ruptured barrens of Outlands, mighty horde of the world of Warcraft do battle. However, an insidious enemy has taken the foot, one that is small and crafty and spreads at terrifying speed. AIDS! In response to the crisis, Thrall, the leader of the horde, has called a nationwide program to educate them about this deadly and stealthy enemy. How you doing, man? Fine, thank you. Are you going to the special meeting that Thrall called? Yes, sir. What do you think is going on? Not sure, man, but it's supposed to be important. I suppose so. Thrall would not call a meeting of this magnitude for simple news. Well, are we just going to have to wait and see what it is? Good morning, students. Today, we will not have our regular course of Cloak and Dagger teachings. Yes, instead, as the order of the great War Chief Thrall, we will have a customary course taught today by the Honorable Professor Frizzles. How do you say this name? We will have Honorable Professor to teach about AIDS. Please, give him the proper honor and respect he deserves. Good morning, dear students. As per decree by the War Chief Thrall, all Horde citizens must learn about AIDS. Now, before we begin, does anyone know anything about AIDS? I take that as a no. In that case, let me begin with a brief introduction. AIDS stands for Acquired Immunodeficiency Syndrome. When someone is inflicted by AIDS, their body is plagued by many infections, slowly destroying the body from within until death. AIDS, the syndrome, comes from HIV, the virus. HIV stands for Horde Immunodeficiency Virus, or as the Alliance referred to it, Human Immunodeficiency Virus. The power of the Horde is near helpless in defending itself against the virus once it is set. That is why this course is so important. Yes, a question. Yes, Honorable Professor Honorable Professor Mon. The syndrome sounds as if it is a juggernaut of unstoppable force in full strength, logically. I deduce that it starts out as a weaker entity inside the body. What is the progression of this syndrome? A good question. Getting infected with AIDS starts with the HIV virus. The virus slowly consumes your immune system, rendering your body vulnerable to very dangerous infections. When the immune system is totally compromised and the body has been inflicted with various opportunistic infections, you have been classified as to have AIDS. Various infections will include tumors throughout the body, meningitis, liver and spleen enlargement, and retinas of the eyes. This is why it is very important to know how it is spread. The Horde emphasizes on knowing and attacking the weakest point of the enemy. In this case, knowing how it spreads and preparing for this is a good way to avoid the virus in the first place. Does anyone know how it spreads? Let us say that that turkey over there is the objective, and you are the virus. How would you get to this objective? Obviously, the virus would take some sort of blinking route and get in close proximity to the body. No.
the virus would not be so blatantly open. It would sneak in and appear right behind the enemy, like so.
Well, both of you are more or less correct. AIDS is transmitted via the mixing of contaminated bodily fluids from one person to another person. While the body fluids may not necessarily blink or shadow step towards each other, they do indeed mix and contaminate the body. While sexual transmission has the greatest window of opportunity for bodily fluids to mix, they can also be spread through more indirect ways such as blood pathogens. All it requires is a way to get out of the infected person and a way to get in another. Furthermore,
Professor Man, I have a question. How serious is this disease? The Horde have not been in an emergency reaction state ever since the Third War, initiated by the War Chief himself.
the statistics are rather dire. Over the last 5 months, our statisticians have reported an estimated 1 million of the Horde in our own nation living with this plague. The world, on the other hand, has seen better days. Our statisticians has estimated that there are a total of 35 to 36 million people contaminated all around Kalimdor, the Eastern Kingdoms, Northrend, and Outlands. My God, there must be some way to combat this syndrome, isn't there? What kind of treatment strategies have our Horde scientists devised? Yes, we have indeed been devising various treatments. One has shown considerable promise, albeit a rather exhaustive treatment for the individual. We call this treatment Highly Active Antiretroviral Therapy, or HART. It's good that you asked this question, because I was just about to get to it. We might as well address this issue now. Here, we'll be taking a trip to the Undercity for a first-hand demonstration to how it works. Ah, good day to you, Honorable Alchemist FrazzleSnazzle Bleeble Blobble. We have come here today to educate the newest batch of students of the syndrome of AIDS, to learn about HART therapy. Could you show us a demonstration?
Well, yes, of course. Anything for fetishism, whatever. Anything for an honorable professor. Now, class, watch closely. This is a simulation, but this is basically what happens. When someone is infected with AIDS, we usually employ heart surgery. What heart therapy mainly is a daily intake of several drugs that are specifically designed to attack and slow the progression of AIDS, sometimes even rendering it inactive, so to speak. Allow me to demonstrate. It goes a little something like this. The person infected must take several drugs each day in order for heart to be successful. These drugs are specifically designed to slow and suppress the progression of AIDS. They must be taken regularly. Even if they delay the drugs for 1 day, the entire therapy must be redesigned.
Thank you, Honorable Alchemist Bleeble Blobble Snazzle Frazzle. Well, it is getting late. I suppose that is it for the day. Thank you for being respectful, class. Wait, one more question, Professor. AIDS is deadly, and lethal, no doubt. Even with this heart therapy, it must be miserable to have to live like that every day. And sometimes the body will not accept the drugs. We have learned that only through the mixing of bodily fluids can AIDS be transmitted. The smart choice would to be abstinent, avoiding the disease altogether, wouldn't it? You are correct. However, in many places of the world, people are not educated about AIDS. The disease-ridden environment doesn't really help either. Hopefully, in time, people will take AIDS more seriously, and maybe our scientists can develop a successful vaccine. Until then, is our duty to get the news out to the people and to play safe.